उपवेश्य मम वाचमिमां प्रसुप्तां सञ्जीवयत्यखिलशक्तिधरस्वधाम्ना अन्यांश्च हस्तचरणश्रवणत्वगादीन् प्राणान्नमो भगवते पुरुषाय तुभ्यं प्राणान्नमो भगवते पुरुषाय तुभ्यं.
That tamoguna. Without tamoguna, no existence can be there. And sattvaguna, why? Because any existence, if it is not revealed to us, we don't know. There can be so many other worlds. There can be antimatter world or some other world. Right here also it could be. We don't come to know. Suppose here there is another kind of an universe. How will you know? Because our senses are restricted to only the 5 senses and some other, some instrumental extensions and all. So, any existence has to have a certain time of living, that is inertia, has to have some energy in it, without that it will not be possible, and has to be revealed. Without that it will not be possible. Even if it exists, it is meaningless to us. It has to reveal. It has to be revealed. So, these 3 gunas represent the fundamental modes of nature which makes existence possible. So, even a knower will not be able to get beyond any of the 3 gunas. He will have tamoguna, he will sleep, he will have dozingness, everything will be there. Nowadays, Swamiji sleeps during the Pushpa Samarpana. We have to call him by shaking him. It is tamoguna. The fact is that he is not worried, oh, tamoguna aa gaya, kya karenge, wo nahi hai. Yes, fine, sometime sleep, get up, when there is something to be done, run, do, that is Rajoguna. And revelation is always there, knowledge, that is always there. What Bhagavad Gita says about the 4 varnas, these are the pillars of our Shastras, that Chaturvarna, the Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra. It has to be very correctly understood and correctly assimilated, so that nobody can say what is not. It is a very important discussion, because it is grossly misunderstood and misinterpreted and deliberately misinterpreted to malign our culture and sabhyata, our civilization. It's about the caste and varna and all. It is coming. Actually, a knower, I will discuss it in detail. The knower is actually the 4 together. That is Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra. A knower is at once all the 4. Why it is, that also we will discuss. Up to what we had done last day, that is 40th verse, 39th verse. It ends here with a concluding statement that na tadasti prithivyam va divi deveshu va punaha sattvam prakritijair muktam yadevhisyat tribhirgunaihi. In anywhere, anything in this creation, on this earth or in the heavens, there is nothing which is freed of all the 3 gunas. That is, all the 3 gunas will be there. Everywhere Prakriti is. Nature, it is part of nature. Nature is made of these 3 gunas. This confirms that knower is not that in his personality the 3 gunas will not work. The personality will be under the play of under the swing of the 3 gunas. But he identifies his identity with the soul, which is beyond the 3 gunas. It is not part of the world, part of the objectude. Consciousness is not a material. It is the amness in us, so he identifies with that. So that is how he is gunatita. Not that the 3 gunas are not operating. But the gunas, whatever bondages they create in our personality, he is freed of those bondages. He will not have the bondage. Now we are going to a new section of 18th chapter. It is again based on the three gunas. Guna discussion is over. Now it is called the Varna Vibhaga. In our country, or you can say in Hindu Dharma also, there are four divisions. Like I said, Purushartha. Purushartha is fourfold Purushartha. Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha. Then Ashrama, that is the phase of life. Where we are staying, in what manner. Phase in our life. Brahmacharya, Garhastya, Vanaprastha, Sannyasa. 4. Similarly, Varna, there are 4. That is Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya and Shudra. And what else is that? 4 like that. Ashrama, Purushartha, Varna. I think that's all. Now here we should understand Varna means color. Jati means how one is born. Jati, the word comes from Jat, that means birth. Whereas Varna is the color. Now these 4 divisions of the Varna, if you go into the other Shastras and all, you will find it is there in everything. That is in Ayurveda, you will find that Sattvika plants, Sattvika herbs, Rajasika herbs, that is Brahmana herbs, Kshatriya herbs, Vaishya herbs and the Shudra. The trees are also classified like that. Depending on their gunas, these 4 varnas are there in the trees, plants, everything. And most surprisingly, when we were establishing, Swamiji was establishing the Dakshinamurti temple, we found that for the sculptors, these 4 types of stones are also there. That is, what kind of an installation we want. Is it a Vaishnava Durga or a Shakta, or is it a Shiva or Dakshinamurti? Depending on that, what kind of an installation it is, depending on that they have to find out a stone. That is, for Vishnu Pratishtha they have to find out a Brahmana stone. Like that. So, and what is the stone characteristics? They have their Shastras. The sculptors, artisans, they have their Shastra. They recited the quality of we were having Dakshinamurti Pratishtha, so what 2 shlokas he related. That what do you want? This you want or that you want? And we had to select what we want. Because we wanted Dakshinamurti not just as a Shiva. We wanted Dakshinamurti is the knowledge, is the deity of wisdom. And wisdom is beyond all religious limitations, everything. No limitation is there. So we had to opt for that. And correspondingly they chose the stone. And how it has to be curved also will be depending on that. These sculptors are traditional sculptors. They are very erudite. Their Shastra they know very well. And they will not just do the work as we do in the factory, just going that starting work, not like that. They will follow all the scriptural injunctions, the purity attached to that. Otherwise their work will not be. They say that it won't have its power. It will lose its power, or even the stone will break. It will crack. So these divisions, these are widely misunderstood and misinterpreted also, and our civilization is condemned because of the caste system and all. Actually it is not caste, but there are so many things. Listen with enough care so that we understand what it is. These varnas are according to the qualities. That first sloka itself will tell us. Let us read it. 41, 18.41. Brahmana Kshatriya Visham
Brahmana-kshatriya-visham
Shudranam cha parantapa
Shudranam cha parantapa
Karmani pravibhaktani
Karmani pravibhaktani
Swabhava prabhavair gunaihi
स्वभावप्रभवैर्गुणैः
ब्राह्मणक्षत्रियविषां
ब्राह्मणक्षत्रियविषां
शूद्राणां च परन्तप
शूद्राणां च परन्तप
कर्माणि प्रविभक्तानि
कर्माणि प्रविभक्तानि
स्वभावप्रभवैर्गुणैः.
स्वभावप्रभवैर्गुणैः.
He says that these four categories, the four varnas, Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra, their work is divided. What kind of a work each person, according to his qualities, he will be doing, that is according to the Swabhava Prabhavair Gunaihi. We have to understand this word very well. Basically, it is coming from his natural tendencies, Swabhava. I will explain Swabhava in greater detail. That caused by his natural tendencies, the gunas will function in him. What are the gunas? Gunas also are the quality functioning. Sattva guna, Rajoguna, Tamaguna. Depending on his Swabhava, his natural tendencies, this guna constitution will be there. Also earlier in 14th chapter we discussed that guna constitution is not absolute. You might have been born with a certain guna constitution, but it is, you can always change the constitution by changing your ahara, the inputs. If you have more and more of sattvika inputs, you will be having more of the sattvika nature. So the guna constitution will undergo a change. But depending on your guna constitution, the work is divided. That is what he is saying. Now let us go into what is this Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya and Shudra. These three qualities, three gunas we have known, sattva, rajas and tamas. Now with these three permutation combination you will have these four. How? In Brahmana, wherever sattva followed by rajas and tamas, sattvika followed by rajasika, tamasika, there it is Brahmana. Where the rajoguna is at the top, rajo followed by sattva guna, tamo guna is Kshatriya. They will have the power and courage and all that because of the Rajoguna. But the following the Rajoguna is the Sattva Guna. So their Rajoguna is guided by a Sattvika tendency. Then comes the Tamoguna. Vaishya, it will be the Sattvika will be at the end and Rajoguna and Tamoguna. Vaishya, it will be Rajoguna, Tamoguna, Sattva Guna. You can write as RST, SRT like that. It is easy. That is, first one is SRT. Second one is RST. The third one is TSR. TRS. RTS. Third one is RTS. Rajoguna, Tamoguna, Sattvaguna. And the fourth one is Tamoguna at the highest. That is TRS. RTS, TRS. These are the four. That will determine their characteristics and everything. Now, don't say that these are there only in our country. These are there everywhere. These four are the broad categories. You can divide them into various other categories also. Amongst the Brahmanas, you can have 100 others also. That is not there in our Shastras. Now suppose anywhere you go in the world is not a particular kind of people doing the manual jobs. If you go to USA also, they may not name them as different categories also. But you can see them and their figure and everything. They are hefty, they are physically working people. So they are doing the manual work. Similarly, those who are professors, they will have the Sattvaguna more. You can easily identify them. Not that all will be. In general, it will be like that. People, according to wrong choice, they go for other things also. But the right things, you can easily make out. So it is only that the names are not there. Names are not given, that's all. But the Varna is there in everything. It is there in the dogs and animals also. The deer is considered to be a very Sattvaguni. That is why deer skin in our people used to use the deer skin. But tiger is a Rajasika. But tiger skin also our sadhus used because of the power impact in it. That is particularly tiger was being used by the, Shakta sadhaks, those who are pursuing various powers of nature, handling various powers of nature. In some cases, the practice of power is mixed with the knowledge also. So they can also use the tiger skin, like that. So in animals also this division is there. That some animals are sattvika, some animals are rajasika, some animals are tamasika. You know that traditionally the buffalo milk is not to be taken by our people because buffalo is a tamasika animal. So the milk of the buffalo will have also the tamasika effect. The inertia will be more. We will be occupied by the tamasika forces more. Like that food, it is always having all these differences according to that. So these are the 4 categories. And they are defined according to their natural tendencies. Swabhava pravavair gunaihi. The gunas operating in them who are caused by their swabhava. Now to know what is the meaning of swabhava, you go to the 8th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, where Arjuna is asking Krishna various 4 things or 5 things he has asked, of which one is swabhavaha. 8th chapter, 1st verse. I think so, I am correct. He asked in the first verse, Kim tad brahma kim adhyatmam
Kim tad brahma kim adhyatmam
Kim karma purushottama
Kim karma purushottama
Adhibhutam cha kim proktam
Adhibhutam cha kim proktam
Daivam kimuchyate
Adhidaivam
Adhidaivam kimuchyate
Adhidaivam kimuchyate
Adhijajñah katham kotra
Adhiyajñah katham kotra
Dehesmin madhusudana
Dehesmin madhusudana
Prayana kale cha katham
Prayana kale cha katham
Jnyeyosi niyatatmabhihi.
Jnyeyosi niyatatmabhihi.
So many definitions he wanted to know, of which Kim Adhyatmam, only this I have gone to this only to say his one question is Kim Adhyatmam. That is, what is the Adhyatma? We say spirituality. The Sanskrit term is Adhyatmika Vidya, Adhyatma Vidya. This Adhyatma Vidya in English we call spirituality. So it is very important to know what is this Adhyatmam. That is what Arjuna is asking. And Krishna simply replies that Aksharam Brahma Paramam, then Swabhavo Adhyatma Muchyate. Swabhava. This Swa is actually our real identity. Swa means I. Swabhava, as the real identity is expressing. Bhava means Prakasha, as it is expressing, manifesting. Swabhavaha Adhyatmam Uchyate. That means this Swabhava is called the Adhyatma, that spiritual being in us. Do you get it? No. Now, what is this Swabhava? One is that our real identity, what we know in meditation or in Samadhi or so, that identity is same whoever knows it. Anybody in meditation, in Samadhi comes to know of his Atma, it will not be different because there is no body, mind, personality, no world, nothing. It is just the consciousness he comes to know. That is our real identity. That is the Swa. That Swa is same in everybody. And that is the fundamental basis of our spiritual, all categorization, all theory, everything. Because everybody in inmost level, they are the same. Whether he is Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra, whether he is Sattvika, Rajasika, whichever is prominent, For anybody, his real identity, there is no difference at all, because it is not divided by the personalities. The real identity, the Atma, is only one, and not even one, it is transcendental. Transcending one also. So there is no difference at all. But there is another aspect of the Svabhava, that is this identity, when it is manifesting through the personality, then it will be taking up the qualities of the personality. For example, you think of Ramakrishna Deva and Vivekananda. In their realization of the truth or Atma, both are absolutely identical. The Atma for Vivekananda or Ramakrishna Deva is not different. It is the same Atma. For anybody's Atma is the same. But in their realization also, they have known the same Atma. But that same Atma is manifest through Vivekananda's personality and manifest through Ramakrishna Deva's personality. Are not two poles apart? What was Ramakrishna Deva doing and what was Vivekananda doing? Poles apart. Similarly, Baba and Swamiji. In realizing their real identity, there is no difference at all. But in Baba's case, it is manifest through, as Baba was, he was throughout in his room. Whereas in Swamiji's case, it is manifest through a person who has been roaming around all over the world. So it is all to do with the personality qualities through which this Swa is manifesting. Is it clear or not? So Swabhava, as far as the Swa in its essence is concerned, there is no difference for anybody, because it is not body limited. It is irrespective of all the creations. Whereas that consciousness, when it is manifesting with the association of the body-mind personality, it takes up the body-mind personality characteristics. Now, that is why each person will have some natural tendencies, natural qualities, natural parameters in his personality. But what happens is that you will find later on, Swadharma is coming, Swakarma is coming, Swabhava is coming, all are basically same. Swadharma means one whose what is his natural law of functioning, that his personality. Swakarma also is what are the work he will do by following his natural tendencies. These are all there. Now what happens is that because of desire, we are not following the Swabhava. Suppose in school nowadays, one boy or girl is very good in art, in music, art, etc. But because there is more establishment, more status and money in IT, he or she will take up IT. Earlier it was engineering also, that even a person given to very much to art and literature, because science is more rewarding, we can say. So they will opt for science, and sometimes they will fail also, because they are not geared for that. So we are not allowing, our society is also not allowing the proper qualities to flourish. In our country, far back, if you see, you will find that the country had gone to the highest position in every field. The sculptors, the kind of sculpture in our country, even now scientists are not able to understand how they have made it, and how they took the stone also there, nobody knows. They forget about the beauty of the whatever they have curved in that. You know that in Ellora, the last one, 16th cave, I think, 16th or 18th, 16th cave, the whole temple is cut from the top. The hill they have cut the hill. It is a single stone. Along with the deity and outer decoration, everything has been cut from a single stone. They started from the hill. How will they know what is going to the temple, what is coming down there? They have a way of testing the stone also, how the hill might be and all they might have had. But finally to give it that kind of a shape, that amazing. Like that it is not one. There are so many things. Similarly, those who are weaving, the weavers, when they sent the Dhakai silk, that what is it called? Muslin, Dhakai muslin. It was presented to Victoria, Rani Victoria, Queen Victoria. I think it was in a shell of lychee or it was passing through the ring. Both I have heard. I don't know which is true. Both way, huh? No, matchbox was not there at that time. Matchbox is too big, huh? Ring, huh? That happened there, that it could, when it was shown to Victoria, Queen Victoria, that you can pass it through the ring you are wearing here. Then what they did, they asked all the thumbs to be cut. Because if this is so, then our material we cannot sell in India. They will win over the whole world. It is not on thumb, whether actually it was ordered or not, even if it is not true, but it is written there, it was done. Otherwise also the whole Vastra Shilpa was completely removed, because after the Industrial Revolution, the mill products will not sell in our country. Special tax was put. The whole weavers, their community was completely shattered. So, in everything you will find this excellence, as we call excellence. Excellence was the term to be used for any field in our country. Can you imagine a literature where everything is written in poetry? Medical science is in poetry, astrology, astronomy is in poetry, mathematics in poetry. Everything is poetry. And if you want to know a little touch of it, there is a book called Wonder That Sanskrit Is. Wonder That Sanskrit Is, Sampadananda Mishra, published from Pondicherry, Aurobindo Ashram. You will find that some of the poems are written with only 2 letters. Only 2 alphabets they have done in a manner that the whole poem means. Some examples they have given there. It is amazing, nobody can even imagine the height. Then can you imagine that these Shastras were going from mouth to mouth? There was no writing at all. What kind of excellence it is? The sutras, the Panini Sutras, even now the whole world is not able to understand how could anybody make these sutras. It is told that Mahadeva came and danced and that Damaru sound, he got all the sutras from there. And that became the great basis for his. It's all excellence in every field. So it was similarly music, the classical music. What kind of excellence we had? Everywhere in any field. You know that the university, the oldest university we know on the earth, that is in Pakistan now, Takshashila. It is BC, much before the 500 BC or so. It is Buddhist and Hindu period both together. In that Takshashila, there were 4 gates. And at the 4 gates, there were 4 Dwarapalikas, that is sentries. What was the quality of the sentries? Anybody entering the university gate will have to defeat him that is, answer all his questions. That is, to enter the university, you need a certain erudition and panditya. You have to answer through which you are entering. Suppose you are entering through the northern gate, you have to give your interview at the Prahari there. And that Prahari is a great intellectual giant. So you have to defeat or you have to reply all his questions so that he will allow you. It is amazing, even so many stories, not stories, real facts are there. More and more we read, we will be astonished that how such a civilization was there.